Hello, I'm Shivangi Lohmi. I'm a legal internet lexicon company. I'm pursuing LLB from Yashwantrao Chavan Law College, Pune, Maharashtra. Today, my topic is jurisdiction, Section 9 of CPC. Meaning of jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is defined as a limit of judicial authority or extent to which a court of law can exercise its authority over suits, cases, appeals, etc. A 1921 Calcutta High Court judgment in the case of Hriday Nath Roy versus Ramchandra sought to explain the meaning of the term jurisdiction in detail. An investigation of the cases in the text shows several attempts to explain the word jurisdiction, which has been declared to be the power to hear and determine the issues of law and the fact or the authority by which their judicial powers take knowledge of facts and decide causes, or the authority to hear and decide the legal dispute, or the power to hear and determine the subject matter in the dispute among the parties to suit and to adjudicate or exercise any judicial power over them, or the ability to hear, determine and declare judgment on issues before the court, or the power or authority which is given to a court by government to understand and learn causes between parties and to give a judgment into effect, or power to inquire into the facts, to apply the law, to pronounce the judgment and put it into execution. Now, the kinds of jurisdiction. First, territorial or local jurisdiction. Under this territorial or local jurisdiction, the geographical limits of the court's authority are clearly delineated and specified. It cannot exercise authority beyond the geographical or territorial limit. For example, if a certain crime is committed in Madhya Pradesh, only the courts of law within the borders of Madhya Pradesh can hear that particular case. Next is pecuniary jurisdiction. It means related to capital. It approaches the question of whether the court is competent to try the case of the financial value. Next is jurisdiction as to the subject matter. The subject matter can be defined as the authority vested in a court to understand and try cases concerning a special type of subject matter. In other words, it means that some courts are banned from hearing cases of a certain nature. No question of choices can be decided by the court which do not have subject matter. Next is original and appellate jurisdiction. This means appellate jurisdiction refers to the court's authority to review or rehearsal the cases that have been already decided in the lower courts. In the Indian circumstances, both the High Court and Supreme Court have the appellate jurisdiction to take the subjects that are brought in the form of appeals. Original jurisdiction refers to the court's authority to take notice of cases that could be decided in these courts in the first instance itself. Unlike appellate jurisdiction, wherein courts review the previously decided matter, here the cases are heard afresh. Next is exclusive and concurrent jurisdiction. In civil procedure, exclusive jurisdiction means where a single court has the authority to decide a case to the rejection of all the courts. This jurisdiction is decided on the basis of the subject matter dealt with by a specific court. For example, the US district courts have particular jurisdiction on insolvency topics. Concurrent jurisdiction exists where two or more courts from different systems simultaneously have jurisdiction over a particular case. In this situation, parties will try to have their civil or criminal case heard in the court that they have perceived will be most favorable to them. Next is general and special jurisdiction. General jurisdiction means that general courts do not limit themselves to hearing only one type of cases. This type of jurisdiction means that the court has the power to hear all types of cases. So the court that has general jurisdiction can hear criminal, civil, family, court case and much more. Specific jurisdiction is the ability of the court to hear a lawsuit in a state other than the defendant's home state if that defendant has minimum contacts within the state where the suit will be tried. Next is legal and equitable jurisdiction. Equitable jurisdiction belongs to the authorities of the courts to take specific actions and pass some orders in order to deliver an equitable and reasonable outcome. These judgments are usually outside the purview of law, in the sense that support provided by the courts may not be necessarily confirmed by the statute. In the case of K.K. Veluswamy versus N. Palaniswamy, the Supreme Court of India held that Section 151 does not give any special jurisdiction to civil courts, but only presents for the application of discretionary power. This suggests that the court cannot give any such order which may be denied under any law in such an order that may be prohibited under any law in order to achieve the ends of justice. Next is expounding and expanding jurisdiction. means to expounding means to describe, clarify, and explain the jurisdiction. Expanding the jurisdiction means to develop, expand, or prolong jurisdiction. It is the duty of the court to clarify its jurisdiction, and it is not proper for the court to extend its jurisdiction. This video doesn't solicit any types of promotion or advertisements as per the guidelines of Bar Council of India, and the sole purpose of this video is for education purposes only. Please like, share and comment on my video, and do subscribe this channel. Thank you so much.